hello, happy Friday. It's Right Now Day. I do this once a year, so excited for today's layout. I do this every year around my birthday, and my birthday was on Tuesday. So yeah, today is Right Now page day, and I'll take you through that whole process of what I do every year for making that kind of layout. Right, we've just got one 12 by 12 that we've made with this kit, plus I did, in the first video, I did a pocket page to start the month, but that's kind of harder to show you until I have page protectors and everything for that. But let's go straight over to what we did on Monday, which was this. Oh, why are we kind of skew-if and not square? Ah! Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, I think that's marginally better. So we had 6 photos from the cake sale, and then we used my die set from Reasons to Smile, this little pennant, with the wood grain puffies from the same collection to have this title that goes all the way across the middle. So that's where I got to on Monday, and today I've got 2 4x6 portraits of me, because that's what I do on the Right Now page. So this is a concept that I do every year rather than do like a big birthday celebration. Happy birthday to you as well, Kirsty. And it's just, rather than, because we don't really do like a big party or anything, I will document what we did to celebrate. We went out for Japanese, and then we went to see the new Beetlejuice movie. Yeah, so, but not like, I don't need a big party page or anything for that. I am going to scrapbook the movie snacks because they had marshmallow flavored icy. So I got marshmallow and cherry icy for my birthday, and I have no regrets. It was ridiculous and wonderful. Okay, but anyway, so I have 2 photos. Now here's the hilarious bit. It was actually pouring down with rain, and it was dark, so I didn't take them on my birthday night. I put the outfit back on this morning and took them today because it's sunny and not raining. Yay! So, you know, off by just a few days, but we're just going to call it even. So, yeah, instead of having a big page about some sort of party, because it's not really what I do, I prefer to have a scrapbook page every year around my birthday that just documents what life is like right there. And then I call it the Right Now page, and I put photos that I've taken of myself, so some selfies on the page, and I do bullet point journaling about what's happening in life right now. So like last year's talked about the fact that I spent all my time going back and forth to the same theater, and different things like that. So yeah, all the little bits and pieces. So this year I'm going to put in that I've joined this choir. I've got a new place. I'm taking WB. I've got his normal places that he goes to for classes. That takes a lot of time. Some projects that I'm working on outside of that. Yeah. What it's like to be a parent in year 6. So when you're like your last year of the big PTA type stuff, because that doesn't really carry on as much in secondary. So that's why I'm, you know, baking 120 cupcakes. I'm volunteering to take care of the refreshments at the year 6 production at the end of the year, because you best believe I'm looking forward. I don't even know what show they're doing yet, but I'm excited because our school, they do the Christmas nativity when they're tiny. And then they do a show in year 6. Last year they did Matilda. The year before that they did Shrek. They've done Aladdin. I think the years in between was when we couldn't have things like that. Okay, so that's the sort of journaling I'll do, just like lots of little bits and pieces. What time is my alarm every morning? That's a nice bit of evidence of the Right Now. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're going to do today. Also, before I do my speech, so I've been looking so lovingly at this floral. And I like to also include some of my own papers or own designs, if I can, in my Right Now page, because that's kind of a nice little bit of evidence of me. And so I was wondering about, where is it? Could these two go together? I think they can, because there's this peachy pink. Yes, they definitely can. Okay, so this is me and this is Paige. And I'm going to combine those with this. I'm going to need to bring in more of the darker orange somehow, because I've got that in the dress and also a shot of a brighter yellow. Lovely. Also, before I do my speech, just while I'm looking at this dress and remembering. So in the last video, somebody asked me about my candy corn colored cardigan. And then this is my candy corn colored dress. I looked at the labels for you. They're both from Her Universe for Disney, which I think means they were sold at Hot Topic originally. I bought them both secondhand. But I think you can get Her Universe a few different places. But yeah, they're both from, I don't know if they were the same year. They might have been different years, but they're very much the same vibe of like candy corn colors and Mickey and Minnie. Okay, there we go. Right, speech time. Hello, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here with your live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, think about coming back to craft, all of it. By the way, you've been thinking about coming back to craft for a while. Get some paper and some glue. Let's do some sticking and you'll get hooked again. You'll enjoy. I just have a hunch you're going to enjoy it. If you want to find links to the supplies that I'm using, anything like that, the classes I teach, where you can find me on the internet, it's all in the description box with this video. The supplies I'm using today are from the October shopping list, but you can also find November's shopping list linked so that you can gather your supplies for next month, where we're going to focus on using a collection kit and adapting it with other things to make it your own style. I'm very excited for that vibe throughout November. So you can follow along with that particular collection kit that I'm going to use, or you could choose one of your own liking. Right. Anything else I need to tell you? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, let's scrapbook. All right. Hey! I'm driving Sherry to the airport. Are you flying somewhere, or are you just driving somebody else to the airport? And thank you very much for everybody who is doing check-ins with our regulars who were in the path of the storm this morning. When I started up the live, I very much noticed the live chat kind of taking a roll call. Very much appreciated. And I hope that everybody out there is safe, hasn't lost too much. A little superficial damage we can deal with. We can deal with leaves all over the place, but we want to be healthy and okay, all these things. All right, so I've got that, and then this, I've just used a little bit of this on the first page, but I've got plenty of this to use. It's okay. Very curious. No, doesn't. I can feel it. This is a little bit thicker than this. A little heavier cardstock. I wondered if it had the GSM on the label, but it doesn't. Right. Yes. WB seems to be feeling better. He came home just an hour early yesterday. School called and said, well, I don't think he's quite right. Could you take him home? Like, the vaguest "can you take your child home" message ever. And I gave him some snacks and he perked right up. So I'm not quite sure what's up, other than the child doesn't know how to go at 50%. He's 100% or asleep. That's he has two modes. You know, like when you learn how to drive a tractor, I just went, you know how you like we've all learned to drive a tractor. Sometimes I forget. we don't all learn to drive on a tractor. Well, when I learned how to drive on a tractor, it had 2 gears, rabbit, turtle, tortoise, hare. Yes? Fast, slow. Yeah, no gears in between. That's WB. And on a Thursday, they do PE twice. They have 2 hours of PE on a Thursday. I'm not quite sure why it's worked out that way, but all their PE is on one day. And I have a feeling he just ran out of fuel. I think he didn't eat enough to make it through 2 lessons of PE. So there we go. Sherry is flying to Denver, but she has to go to the airport at 3 o'clock in the morning. Wah, wah, wah. All right, so let's figure out what kind of design we could do with 2 4x6s and these 2 papers, and then whatever else we want to throw at it. Where did my notes just go? Oh, no, that was not helpful. Right. My back button is not working, so I can't go back to my notes after I went forward. Let's try again, shall we? There we go. There's my notes. Fabulous. Sophia says she is a regular London tractor driver. Yeah. And Sophia also has a smallest who is all or nothing. From the second he wakes up, he is all systems go and 400 decibels. And Beatrix has a sewing machine with 2 gears. Fast, slow. On, off. These are the settings. All right, here we are. So, have I got paper left in here? Oh, I do. And a Sharpie. It's funny now. So when I go to my notes, I don't have like a separate note for each video. I have like a combined, these are all the things I want to make kind of video, kind of setup. And it's really interesting that over time, the size of photos that gets used changes. Like just like we had to change from when I first started scrapbooking, everything tended to be backgrounds that were like solid colors of cardstock, but only white if you were a CM scrapper, really, and otherwise it was solid colors in other colors. And then we had more patterns available and better patterns available and so forth. So the solid colors got swapped out for patterns by and large across the board. But then we went toward having inks and things included. So we went back to the white cardstock because that gave you a blank palette to start with. So just like those things have changed over time. Photo size has also changed over time. So when I first started, everything was this size or even slightly bigger because we weren't printing at home. We were going to a shop and turning in actual rolls of film and getting back a pack of 4x6s. I had one friend who always had everything printed at 5x7, and then she had to scrapbook it all at 5x7, and years later she was like, it's really hard to fit everything on the page if everything is 5x7. But she did when she started. And then as the embellishment got bigger and trends went that way, the photos got smaller. So we went to a point where there'd be like one tiny little photo and a load of product was seen in a lot of advertising, a lot of magazine articles, a lot of all of that, because product heavy layouts sell product. So it never means that every person out there is scrapbooking that way. It just meant that it was more prevalent because if you're seeing it in advertising, it's going to be product heavy. Right, so we went down to like really tiny photos. Then we went back up, like the product came back down and the photos went up a little bit so that we got this balance. But we've never really returned to a whole lot of 4x6 photos. So when I go through things that, like, say I've pinned layouts that other people have made and I'm gone, oh, there's some little element here that I'd like to kind of extrapolate on sometime, or I like this color combination, I'd like to play with that, or something like that. Almost none of it has 4x6 photos. But I still love a 4x6 photo. So I find that really interesting how things change like that. And find it really interesting to hear from you what sizes you like to scrapbook. Yeah, I mean, obviously I do use the smaller ones and I do a lot of 3x4s, but I do love a 4x6. Right. Anyway, sketch it now, Shimelle. Now you've had your little soapbox moment. So my 4x6 photos are going to go next to each other in a block like this, which is going to take up a pretty big chunk of the page. Okay. And then my floral is going to come just to the left of the dividing gap. So this is going to be floral. All right. And then this is going to be ledger. But I want the floral to also frame over here. Yeah? Okay. Then a whole bunch of layering around this. Surprise, surprise. Title this corner, I think. And then journaling can fit onto this ledger. It's going to be in lots of little segments because that's how I journal on this page, which then means I've got this floral side where I can bring in a bit of embellishment here. I can tuck a little bit more of it down here, maybe some tuckies here if I'm not disturbing the floral too much because I still want it to be visible. And then because I've got this torn bit, I want a bit of embellishment over here somewhere. So I think it's going to come down this bottom corner because diagonal. But I could move it around depending on where the journaling sits and things like that. So let's see. All right, we got people chiming in with what photo sizes they love. Georgia loves a 3x4. Laura's in a big square moment. Georgia finds that 4x6 looks really big on A4. Yeah, if you're not doing 12x12. And I mean, I used to do 4x6 on 8.5x11. That's how I started. But we didn't do much journaling then, and it was always typed. Like, when I did handwritten journaling, people kind of commented oddly about it, like even at crops. I don't mean like on the internet. I mean, people would be like, oh, sorry, you're just gonna write on it with a pen, and like that was shocking. I don't know why that was shocking, but it did surprise people sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so I think I need a bit of aubergine cardstock because both of these papers I want to be able to use again. So let's do some Frankensteining. It's like Sherry says, I'm not going to be able to get any more of that pumpkin floral because it is sold out everywhere. Rita likes 4x6, 4x4, 3x4, and then the odd special 5x7. Joanna says, when you look on Pinterest, almost everything is smaller than 4x6. Yeah, lots and lots of things are smaller than 4x6. So I feel like I'm kind of an outlier in still sharing quite a few 4x6 pages. Not all of them, but quite a few. Sandra uses 4x6 mainly, and then 3x4s for Project Life because they're easy to fit in pockets. Yeah. Elaine likes 4x6 or reasonably sized because she doesn't want everybody in the future to have to be able to squint for the details. Yes. I will say it is scary to print your own face at 4x6. Interestingly, I didn't mean for this photo to come out quite so glowy. It just did, but I don't dislike it. But I was like, ooh, 4x6, we're going to see some detail on that face, Shimelle. Yep. But yeah, Melinda's got it. Definitely times have changed and the sizes change with the trends for sure. Now, why? I have a hair somewhere in my fancy hair that I curled today, but you can't tell. That keeps getting stuck in my eyelash. It's driving me mad. Okay, I think I have moved it now. Right. Oh, Joanna says, thank goodness that I do use 4x6 because she does, and she needs the inspiration. That's hilarious. You'll be fine. Okay, where's my Doodlebug pack? It's here. So I wanted that shot of yellow. I've got that here. Maybe bring in this orange. I think that's all from there. If I need a white, I've got that one. Okay. So let's, can I put both of those across there? Yes. Yeah, a mix of 4x6 and 3x4 sums me up pretty well. Seems to be a good one for a lot of you as well. Sophia's still working on an album from a trip to America back in 1996, and that was everything printed at 4x6 back then. So she's got plenty of 4x6 pages to make. All right, got our yellow here. What I wanted to do was to see, I want this, where's my sketch? I want the floral to end right about here. So before we get to the middle, this bit here. So, that looks good. Use that much there. Whoop. Now, here's the big question. Do I have enough of this peach paper to make that work? No. But I might cheat. Because I think I have more than one sheet of this. Let me just double check. Might not. But I might. I keep causing myself a problem. I want to do one of those flip through the whole stack of paper videos. And then I keep using the paper and not having the whole stack left anymore. Yep, that's what I'm going to do again. There we go. I have one, but only one. So what I'll do, brown ink. Hello, Amy. Oh no, Amy's turned up because what did I put on the sketch? One tiny little bit of tearing. So Amy got summoned like Beetlejuice. She's come to tell me off. Oh, you could do it without. I don't want to. This one then matching up with that one. Why is none of this working out? Square? Who knows? Probably user error. We're going to have some sort of celebration when I come to the end of the aubergine cardstock. I think there's probably about 7 or 8 sheets left. I need to look though, because it's really thick, so sometimes it's misleading. Okay, ink everything here. There is my background. This is going to come in like this. So super easy way to start any page with 2 4x6 photos. And essentially, even though I measured this by looking at the photo, let me show you. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've done a 5-inch section instead of a 4-inch. Yeah, so if you see how wide a 4-inch is. So, you know, it's still pretty much just a variation on, is it 8 and 4 or is it 7 and 5? You can do either. And then your 2 4x6 photos on a block like this. If I wanted to go to 3 4x6 photos, then I tend to change my composition because my 3 photos are going to take me all the way across. So then we have that sort of scenario where there's another photo here and we have 1 paper top, 1 paper bottom, or 1 paper both sides, but then like a border of the second paper. They're just kind of, it feels like a verse and a bridge. So this is the verse, or maybe the chorus is 8 and 4. 7 and 5 is the verse, and the bridge is 3 4x6. That was too far. It makes sense in my brain, but I don't think that's one I can explain. But I'll just throw it out there for those of you who go, oh yeah, it totally makes sense to me, but it won't be very many of you. That's all right. Okay. So I want this orange in here too, but if you see the yellow orange next to the proper orange is not enough contrast. So I need another color to come in, and from this floral, I could pick purple or turquoise. I think the turquoise. Oh yeah, because I have this one. So I'll add here. Joanna says you could make aubergine cupcakes. You know what's funny? Aubergine is one of those foods I can't eat. It's a nightshade, so it's the same family as tomatoes and peppers and chilies. I can't eat them. I get hives. They're no fun. Will I cover the seam with a strip? No, I've inked both sides so that I'm not planning to cover it because I'm going to have a border strip to the right. I want the seam showing. You could do that, but then I wouldn't add another piece over here probably. Yeah. It's funny that you bring up diorama channels today, Sophia, because I love a diorama. Always have, always will. I hate the fact that museums have gone away from dioramas. I love a museum with a diorama, to the point where one of my Right Now pages talks about dioramas because we went, this was before the days of WB, we went to the Natural History Museum for my birthday, and they had an exhibit where basically they were doing a modernization kind of refurb, and the old dioramas were going, but they put everything in front and then it had like portholes. And so that you could see like the old that was going. And I just went and stuck my head through every single porthole I could find because I love a diorama. And that was an excellent birthday celebration. Loved it. Do I want a big orange border? It feels too much. But this, like, that's too even and graduated, and no. So it needs to be somewhere. Let's actually, okay. I'm just going to do it so it's not all the way across. And I might move the turquoise a bit as well. Oh, I love that you were all able to see the northern lights last night. If we look north from here, we see Canary Wharf. This does not help with the viewing of northern lights. So we did not see anything here. We looked, but lots of friends did and saw a lot. They shared lots of pictures. That was, you know, like almost the same. Oh, for those of you who don't know London geography, what I mean is if I'm looking at Canary Wharf, I'm looking at a giant set of skyscrapers with lights on the top. No northern lights. Just normal old modern industry type lights. Okay, I think I like that a bit better. I do want to bring the purple in. I didn't think I was going to, but I do. Okay, so I have a sheet of purple from, I think, 2 kits back. I'm going to use that. Come here. Is this purple a good match? Oh, what do I think? Oh, it matches the darker one quite well. Okay. What happens if I cut it that size and go around that way? Try. I mean, I know I've got purple in my collection too. I can bring that in with the stickers though. Okay. Let's see how this stacks up. Paper just wanted to fly. Oh my goodness. Sherry can see the northern lights as she drives to the airport. Amazing. Like that. That's looking more like a me kind of paper stack. I think I do need to offset the turquoise maybe a little bit. But then I have the orange there. Okay, I'm going to offset it, but only, it's still going to be turquoise all the way around, but this right-hand edge is going to be really tight versus wider on the left. Still keeping everything straight, no angles today. Not in my plan anyway. Because I've got grids, I've got dots, I've got stripes. Angles are going to play havoc with my eyes and make me feel like my layout is a magic eye painting, and I'm not going for that idea. Okay. So this is going to come around here, about there, yeah. And then adhesive still in the middle so that there's plenty there to stick it, but I've got my edges free to do whatever kind of tucking in I would like to do. Now, when you told me that I was taking pictures in this dress, I would never have believed you if I said I was going to scrapbook it with turquoise and purple, but I'm liking it. Yeah. And when I took them, I actually even thought, oh, will I bring in, because this set of leaves, this is the bin sheds, this is just the alleyway, because if I took a full body one with the bin sheds, there'd literally be bins everywhere. So this is around the corner. These have turned. It must be because these face the sun and these face away. So these go earlier. So these are all red, but these are still basically green. A little bit of yellow happening, but not much. Okay, so then we've got stickers and things. And the tag sheet would probably be handy today too. Where are you hiding? I know I saw the tag. There they are. Okay. Right. So I have my little title letters. It'd be nice to bring in some larger ones too. This picks up on that pumpkin floral again. So maybe that comes over here. Let's get this torn strip in here for scale. I think otherwise I'm going to lose it. Is that this the branding strip? Yes. So you could do it, Amy, and anyone else. You could do that bit and keep that edge straight. I'm going to see if I can tear this. The silly thing is the pattern is going the other way here. So it might be too obvious that it, like the pumpkins are on their side. But as it's a branding strip, I'm going to try it before I tear it into the big sheet of paper. So let's see, because I do just want a tiny little piece like that. So if I can take the stems away, maybe it won't be noticeable that the pattern's going the wrong way, because it would just be the same colors. Can hope. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. This square along that whole edge. So there's just a little bit of it. Okay, hole punch. Do like that behind the turquoise more than anything else. Amy reckons if she tried to tear a branding strip, it would end up in lots of pieces instead of one. I don't know. I have faith. Do I want to tuck it in enough that I see the torn edge all the way through? Or block it like that? I do kind of like that if there's this bit, you can just see, because this isn't trapped space, it goes all the way through. Okay, so for right now, I'm liking that just there. That just held in place enough that I can move things around if I need to. Lovely. All right. Oh, I thought I pulled out the whole stack of stickers. I pulled out one sheet. Let's get the rest. Oh, they've all ended up going in between the papers instead of staying in one stack. Whoops. me. There we go. Okay. Note to self, at the end of today's live stream, I need to put them in a basket rather than putting them back in the same pocket with the papers because they get lost. Okay. So I think I could use that purple text with this pumpkin piece. Oh, but why did we cut it this way? I don't like the cut on that at all. Dang it. It should have all been a halo instead of creating these awkward spaces in the middle. Okay, so where am I gonna go? Here? Yeah, I think that's the best way to deal with it. The navy letters are reasons to smile, but they're in the scrapbook.com exclusive set. They're gold in the normal sticker book. Hello, Lizette in Puerto Rico. No more tearing. I don't have any intention to tear anything else, Amy. You're good to dry. Okay, so if you are also bothered by the cut on this, you may or may not be bothered. It may just be me because I didn't imagine it this way when I drew it. But if you are also bothered by it, two options. One, put it on white, just as Melinda says. Put it on white cardstock, match the whites, and then cut your shape around however you want. Secondly, find a way like this, where basically you've got a vertical column that's going to sit behind the two, and you end up with one element on the left, one element on the right, rather than all of these layers showing in that little gap. Yeah. Okay. We're going to put this little yellow and gold camera into the mix. I think that's going to go up here. But it's going to need like a tag top, and what I want to do is actually cut a tag piece from this. So I'm going to make it match the tags that I already have by taking one of them and popping it over the top like this. So now this and that match. And then hole punch. And ink. Then this gets tucked behind here. Yellow camera is going to go to this side. Text piece is going to go in those layers in between. And I've just got, annoyingly, 2 stars here in the gold glitter. So we're going to tuck them in one. Oh, no, it's got to go down a layer or I can't read the text. So one can go there. One can come up here. But I've got turquoise in here too. So if I want to come down to this corner, I'm looking at that sort of scenario. I don't think I want to tuck that one into this mix. I do think this needs to come down here. There's birthday cake on the sticker sheet. Yeah, there's pink and purple, so it would match pages 4. Okay. So then I'll take this embellishment group to here. And that means I can just do a little box of the orange. I've also got cupcakes, and I had just a cupcake, not a big cake this year. Let's bring that in. I could use one of these as my Slurpee cup, my icy cup. I have yellow one or the orange one? The yellow one. So I haven't scheduled next week's videos yet, but they should be our normal times. It's then the next week when I'm not sure if the schedule is going to stay or change. So next week I'll get those scheduled up because they will be Monday 1:30 p.m. and Friday 10 a.m. Where's it gonna go? But requests. What kind of topics or techniques or anything are on your list of things that you would like to see? If you've got some, now is your time to let me know. Okay, that one there. Then this one just needed to come over a little bit. Or layer on top. Let's layer on top. Okay. Got that gold glitter up here. So let's work out how I could bring the gold glitter down to the bottom. Got florals with the gold glitter. Or the rosettes. I know there's a tiny bit of gold glitter there. Kelly says, when is your Thanksgiving? We don't have the Thanksgiving in the UK, and I just do it like on a traditional US calendar in terms of at home, like for my family, but we don't do any particular big thing about it here because obviously a very North American holiday. We don't do it here in the UK. Joanna requests some stenciling. We could do some stenciling. This just brings the gold glitter in here. Yep. Okay. I've already used turquoise balloons. Got a small turquoise balloon. Sherry says she's spending Canadian Thanksgiving, which is this weekend, in the States. I had a very naive moment when the first autumn that I went to Canada, because I went to Canada. I think it was the week before American Thanksgiving or something. And I made pumpkin pie while I was there. And I was like, so we eat this at Thanksgiving? And they're like, yeah, so do we. Like, oh, okay. Um, I wasn't sure. I was very, very young. I'm not sure about the balloon because of the scale. Oh my goodness. Kirsty is on a mission doing laundry and cleaning this morning. She is super productive, but now she's got to go to work. May the rest of your day be also awesome. Right. Do I like that better? Yes. Do I need some big letters to spell out my right now? Yes. Am I loving the Reasons to Smile title? No. Can I move it somewhere? Kelly says, Monday, all of the pies. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm going to pop it here for the moment. But see, I wanted to kind of have something on this edge, but maybe now I can't do diagonal because see, my diagonal line would take me here. That's not useful. See you later, Sophia. So maybe I bring it into a triangle. So it could come here, it could come up here. This might work. Goodness, I hate how that's cut. I'm so unhappy about that. Sorry. Right. Was it that way on the other sticker sheet too? I can't remember. I've used that one, I'm sure. Okay, let's put it back for now because it's just frustrating me. Okay. I don't have a now in here, do I? No. Okay, so bigger letters for right now. So I'm going to go to Stash to get those. I'd love to do it in orange, but I'm not sure what I've got. So let's have a look. Then use my orange alphas. Oh. Okay. Orange lettering options. That has no R's. But this, that must have everything I need. RIGHTNOW. Fine. Let's do that then. Not sticky enough. Actually, I'm not going to put extra adhesive on the rest because I want to see what the spacing is. And then I'll put adhesive on them. I don't know this alpha well enough. What alpha is it? Old Thickers. Pebbles had a lot of these corrugated ones in there, so it might be from a Pebbles collection. I don't really know. I've probably had it for ever and a day. Yeah, it's American Crafts at some point. Yeah, it's a corrugated paper, if you can see that. And Pebbles did that quite a few times. And that Pebbles is my best guess. Oh, I might not have been too far off there guessing where this was going to come to. Okay, but I made the right choice because I wouldn't have loved that. I want it to come back over a little bit. So we'll just pick everything up and then glue from the right. I am going to use, oh no, I keep forgetting the wood grain puppies don't have numbers. I was going to use it for the date, but nope. Because there are no numbers. I wish I could have done numbers in there too. They are the right size, so I can't complain about that. Yeah, okay. There we go. Right now in orange corrugated thickers. They're not very thick, to be fair, which is fine. So then do I want a little bit of embellishment up here? Do I use the cake for that one? Yeah, okay. But see how there's this orange, that orange needs to come up here too. That was funny. It just flew and I have no idea where it went other than I think it flew into an album. I'll find it in a page protector. So let's try again. That off the edge there. Cake up here. It's feeling good, but part of that's the aubergine cardstock. It gives some weight. All right. I know that's not a huge amount of contrast there, but I think that's okay because I don't want this to become so bold that the journaling falls away. And I'm also very conscious that I'm very quickly covering up all my journaling space. So I need to be a bit careful here. I could always take this out, this whole tag off. It's not stuck on this side for exactly that reason. So that if I get started with my writing, I'm like, oh no, I don't have enough room because of that tag, I can take the tag out. The turquoise up here too. Kelly says the last sheet of aubergine cardstock should be just a whole background sheet and put something on top of it, like make it a dark purple page. That is a good plan. I think we're on all different times today with lag because the conversation is really funny today in the live chat. That's okay though. Right. So that brings Is there anything I could write with these? Oh, there was a little wood grain heart I wanted to put in the small bit up here. Oh, actually, I'm going to put it in here because it fits. Okay. Put that little bitty star there. And I could bring in, because I've got the stars in gold here. So one star there, one star down here, because there's just a couple of them on here. There we go. Okay, so I've got stars, stars, stars. We need enamel dots. I actually could do with purpley ones. Oh, so of course I'm not seeing the set straight away that I'm imagining in my brain. There they are. That one. Hello, Jessica and Noreen. Do I journal on every page? Yes, 100%. Yes. To me, personally, there's no value to the rest without it. Now, that is not my statement on what scrapbooking is for everybody. Look at me and get all pointy here with you. Some people, their joy in it comes just from the making. I've known scrapbookers who are perfectly happy making something and either never looking at it again or indeed taking it apart and using the supplies again because the making is their entire reason why they're in the craft. But that's not me. And I absolutely have to have some writing on everything, and the writing is really my driving force when I'm designing it. So I know what story I'm going to tell, whether I've written it down word for word or it's just in my head. When I start working on it, I know that that's my end goal. And to me, that's really important. It's okay if it's not important to you, but it's ridiculously important to me. So there we go. Yes, journaling on every page. Okay, so we have this kind of tonal purple over here, and I've got different tones there. So what I'm thinking is that I make the dots tonal. No, I did exactly what I didn't want to do. Okay, what color did I need? I need the little one to be the dark color. And the middle one to be the lightest. When is the next this year's story? It'll be next week now. So there's one for this week. I've done 1 October and I did the journaling session, not October, 1 September, and I did the August journaling session. So those are both on this year's story. Then this Sunday I will post the picture. I'll post the schedule for all of next week's videos on Sunday evening. I've got into a little groove now. So there was meant to be one extra last night, but when WB got sent home sick from school, I postponed that one. So that will be postponed till next week because once we hit Friday, I don't have gaps. So it'll start again on Monday. So yeah, Sunday night I'll post the schedule. If you watch the first September this year's story, it goes through exactly what I'm going to scrapbook, and we're not going to run late even with that one postponement because there's a bit less to fill in the gaps of September than there was in August and July. Make sense? Okay. Jessica says she loves that scrapbooking means different things to different people. Writing, art, making, photography, therapy. It's just a beautiful little way to bring different people together. Yes, I love that. Oh, your journaling does not need to be clever or interesting enough. It's your life story. And if you don't tell it, who is? Nobody else is going to do it. Unless you are some person who has their own biographer because, I don't know, because there's a massive interest in your life. For all of us who just have a normal little life of the people that we cross paths with who are going to be interested in our life story, we have to tell it ourselves. So that's what I'm doing. Am I doing it with lots of extra paper and stickers? Yes, I am. And that's okay. But the writing is important to me. And I love that some of you have found more value in the writing as you started following along. Yeah, I don't show you the writing on camera because it's quiet and it's not as exciting viewing. And basically, I can't talk while I do it or I end up writing down what I'm saying. No. And when I watch like the viewership and the occasions when I take 5 seconds to write, the viewership, like it shows like who's live, it will do this, boom, because everybody's like, oh no, she's done talking, she's just journaling, bye. So I don't keep that bit in the video. On this year's story, I've started doing a body doubling journaling video where I don't talk. I talk in between each one, and then it's there for anybody else who needs a buddy to just spend the time and journal with. I have a body doubling lady on YouTube to help me clear my sofa every week, and I don't know why this works, but it does. I don't know her in real life, but it helps me. So if that helps you journal, then it's, even with the couple people who said yes, that would help me, then that was worth me turning the camera on. I'm gonna do one more set of dots over here. But there we go. Yeah, I write on everything. Sometimes I write a lot, sometimes I write just a little bit. It does not need to be a huge amount in order to be important. We are not talking about quantity over quality here. It's just some storytelling. And I like having different formats to write in. I do have an old existing class about journaling called True Stories. You can find it on my website on the online classes section. And it is a class that I go back and look at to go, oh, should I change this? But the writing ideas still stand. There are different products, but I actually even really like the page layouts in that class. So I haven't gone back and done like this just for now kind, like a complete update of it because I still like it. I think it still holds up. And I would be saying a lot of the same things if I did it again today. So that one's called True Stories if you feel like you need some ideas to get your writing going. Also, I will say, I know not everybody does Christmas, but if you want to take a small section of your life and get used to writing, do journal your Christmas. You get writing tips and ideas and structure every single day. It's writing that you can do for just a few minutes every day, and you don't need to do all the crafty elements. I didn't start with all the crafty elements. I started with a blank sketchbook and a black pen in the days where we didn't get photos printed at home. So, it wasn't pictures. It was just me writing each day. And whenever you develop a new habit, there's that break-in bit where you go, okay, so today I want to get better at this, so I'm going to do this. And you have to keep at it if it's a weekly habit, a daily habit, whatever. But once you've got that going, you reach a point where you're like, okay, this is how I work now. And a lot of people say that with daily habits, it takes about 21 days, which is 3 weeks of doing the same thing, adding it into your routine every day. By the 4th week, then you're like, okay, this is how I do this now. This is the new me. And so journaling through December will get you past that 3-day or 3-week milestone, and that way you will be you'll be writing more, and you'll be used to it. It won't feel weird, and you'll get that some days you write little, some days you write a lot. If you've ever come across The Artist's Way, she does morning pages in her philosophy, and I have followed along with her philosophy before. It did unlock some interesting things to me, but also I found it really, when I stepped away from it and like looking back and evaluating, what did I learn from this? What did I not learn from this? 3 pages is this like rule of you're going to get up and you're going to do 3 pages in your journal. I think it's too prescriptive for my creativity. Now, I get where it's coming from. I'm glad I went through it and learned how to do it, but it's not how I need to work around the year. And so when I developed Journaling for Christmas, I didn't want you to ever feel like I didn't want you to feel like there's a certain way to do this every single day. No. But whether you take the writing prompts and you actually write, or you just think about them, or you scrapbook them, there's all different ways that they can work for you. There we go. Sorry, I went on a Journal Your Christmas tangent there. Okay, so we've got enamel dots. Let's put some gold on it. This really does separate. And then call it a day. So journaling will go in like little blips. So even though I've covered up quite a lot, I'm still going to be able to include quite a few bullet points there. And I think that is all right. A mix of supplies that I really love, colors I really love, plus supplies that I've made myself. But I took off the one that I didn't really love. Even though I made it myself. Oh, thanks, Joanna. Joanna says, remember to thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Thank you to the handful of you who already have. But if a few more of you want to, then that's super duper awesome as well. Thanks. Right. Are we there? Are we mixed? I just look to make sure there's nothing still stuck to the bottom. There we go. Right. So some gold. Congratulations on your retirement, Noreen. Enjoy this first Christmas of freedom. Must be nice. It'll be exciting. Right. Oh, let's clear that gold from Maleficent before she gets angry at me. There we go. Okay, so I'll get next week's scheduled in, and we'll do some stenciling at some point. Amy says this is putting her in a fall mood this chilly morning. Oh my goodness, it was 3 degrees here this morning. Celsius, so above freezing, but only just. There were a lot of frosty things out on our walk early this morning. It's sunny, but it's really cold. I definitely wanted to have a coat on in these photos. All right, so thank you so very much for joining me today, and I'll be live here again Monday, 1:30 p.m. UK time. I will see you very soon, and I hope you stay safe and happy and creative and all those things.